Well, LB 1098 is landmark legislation. I thank the governor for holding this conference to sign the bill, and I'm thankful for those who served on the Water Sustainability Task Force, and I see Scott Smathers here. I also thank Senator Christensen, Senator Kolowski, Schills, Watermeyer, who served as advisory members on the task force, as well as Brian Dunnigan from DNR. And I see Karen Griffin is here from Olson & Associates, that was the facilitator on the task force. Appreciate their work. I want to thank the members of the Natural Resources Committee, and Senator Johnson is here, and he's a member of that committee. Also, Lori Logge, our committee counsel, who put in all kinds of hours in working on this bill, as well as the task force, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate Senator Lathrop for his contributions to LB 1098, and also the significant work of Senator Mello and the Appropriations Committee for including the funding in the budget. Their support was critical. We also had a meeting with the representative from the Governor's Office, the Attorney General's Office, and DNR, in which we kind of came together on what has to happen for this bill to go through. And that was really helpful in the midst of the debate that we had. I think that LB 1098 is going to prove one of the most significant pieces of legislation that's in the history of the state. It follows LB 962 of 10 years ago, but there was no funding for that bill. And I consider, and I think Senator Christensen does too, that water is kind of the theme of our tenures here in the legislature. And I believe that 1098 will be remembered as a bill that helped make water sustainability a possibility for generations to come. This will, as the governor mentioned, change the membership on the Natural Resources Commission and make it more inclusive. And you know, if you have people around a table and you all have the same idea, I don't know how much progress you make. But this will give different opinions and will come out with, I believe, better results. We have challenges of water scarcity, water surplus, and water quality. And LB 1098 provides a framework to deal with and solve these challenges. And I think that we are water sustainable when, on average, we don't use any more water than what our supply gives us. And if we're using more than what our supply provides, we have two choices. We can cut back what we're using, which will be a part of it, and we can increase our supply. We increase our supply by holding back some of the water that flows into the state from the west and the north each and every year. And it's generally accepted that we have about 1 million acre-feet flowing into the state and 8 million acre leaving the state. We need to hold some of that water back. And when we hold it in a position in wet years so that it can be used in dry years, we've increased the supply. And we put it in a position that really helps everybody in the state. So appropriate amounts from the Water Sustainability Fund will be used to better hold back or capture water flowing through the state to be used in dry years. We also need to address critical infrastructure to guard against damaging floods. Provisions to accomplish this is found in LB 1098. And thank you for showing interest, and thank you for coming today.
Senator, thank you very much. And I think all three of us can reflect upon the fact, you know, certainly the time that I've been governor, I feel like we've made a lot of progress when it comes to water issues. And sometimes we get so tied up in the moment, we need to reflect where we were 10 years ago, 8 years ago, compared to where we are today. And I think we can all attest to the fact that we're better off. I'll give you a moment to try and get up here, but I'm about ready to sign LB 1098 into law and LB 1098A, the appropriations part of it. So let's do 1098 first. Okay, 1098 is officially the law of the land. And now the money to take care of Senator Christensen here is the next one I'm going to sign. So now, both of these bills are officially the law of Nebraska. And again, I'd like to just acknowledge these two senators again the entire time I've been here. If there's been any issue that these two have been involved in, it's been water. And